Hey guys, what's going on? I hope everyone is doing awesome, doing okay. And today I'm continuing with this Kali Linux series where I'm going to try to review all the tools that are installed in this distribution. So if you're new to this channel, please make sure to hit that bell if you want to get notified on future videos. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel as we're going to continue at looking at many tools in this series. Now for today's tutorial for this video, we're going to look at a tool that is called Fierce, which is another DNS analysis tool within the information gathering category. Now before I start, for those newcomers that onto this channel, I'm going to explain a couple of things that you need to keep in mind, which is penetration testing, right? If you're new to this field or this area, the first thing that you need to do is gather as much information about the target to explore possible exploitabilities and therefore create an attack vector for a successful penetration testing, right? So for information gathering, we're looking at DNS analysis on this first round of videos, and we have reviewed a couple already. So if you want to go and check those out, I'm going to leave the links down below. Now again, we're going to look at Fierce today, which is the same thing, and it's going to gather the same information as the other tools. So let's go ahead and get started. Go ahead and power up your Kali Linux virtual machine or whatever you have Kali Linux installed. Now go over to the menu, go on to information gathering, expand the DNS analysis, and it is the third option, which is Fierce. So go ahead and click on that. And again, for information gathering, and in this video, we're going to try and gather as much DNS information about a target using this tool. So let's hold off a second. You're probably wondering, what is a DNS and what can we gather from it? Now, first of all, DNS stands for Domain Name System, which again, I have said this in other videos, which pretty much acts like a directory for devices, and it also has the information, which is the IP addresses that are attached to each of these devices. Now, for example, if you look up in your browser and you look up Facebook.com, Instagram.com, you're going to do a DNS query, which then is going to redirect you to an IP address, but you're not seeing this because it's all happening in the background. For example, you have your phone, you have your contacts, and within your contacts you have a list of names, which each of these names are attached to a phone number. So whenever you click on a contact name, in this case mom or dad, it's going to automatically type in a phone number. So that way it knows where to dial. And that is the same thing that happens with a DNS or a domain name system. So now that we got that out of the way, what we're going to do is we're going to continue in looking at Fierce here, and it's pretty simple and really straightforward on how to use this tool, which you can see here the usage, right? And it tells you to pretty much use the Fierce command followed by the option or the options or arguments, however you want to call it. It's the -DNS and then followed by a domain. Now, what you can do after that, those are optional, which you can also do many options, which in this case, you can use a -delay, -DNS, -DNS file, -file, and so on. So if you want to get familiar with this tool, then I suggest that you should look at all the options and see what suits you better as far as what type of information, what do you want to do with this tool, and depending on the target as well. So please get familiar with the tool by reading all the available options to it. And once you have all your options that you want to include in your command, then go ahead and type that out and hit enter. Now in my case, I'm going to use the following, which is Fierce space -DNS, and I'm going to use YouTube as the target domain. Now in this case, I'm going to use a DNS server, which is 8.8.4.4. Now if you know which DNS this is, please comment down below. And finally, I'm going to use a -file, which I'm going to export all the information to a text file. Now the name, it is totally optional as to what you want to put it. So once you have this ready, go ahead and hit enter, and let's see what we can get. So the next thing that you're going to see here is going to start going through certain checks, certain information like the name servers, zone transfers, and some other wildcard DNS. And it's also going to perform other tests to see what subdomains are available within the youtube.com domain and what are the IP addresses that are attached to it, which again, I have mentioned this, which is part of a domain name system, right? So again, in order to have a successful or possibly a successful penetration testing, it is really important to gather as much information about the target, because you never know what you're going to find or what the target or victim has overlooked on their side, and you doing this analysis could identify potential security gaps that you can possibly exploit and gain access to that system. But keep in mind that if you're doing a penetration testing against a target, you must have authorization. You must be allowed to do this type of testing and before you start engaging into active attacks. So make sure that you have the appropriate permissions from the owner to do this. And depending on the target, you guys, this script or this tool may take a while to gather and to dump all this information to a file. So it also depends on the target. So in this case, I'm using youtube.com, which could be a pretty large domain or could be a wide range of IP addresses and subdomains. So this might take a while. And because of that, I'm going to cut this video here. I'm trying to keep this video short as possible. And again, you guys, I really appreciate you guys watching these videos. Please let me know down in the comments what you think of these videos. And if you think I should continue reviewing these tools in order, or should I do one of each for the different categories we have, please let me know down below, and I'll try to review tools within certain categories and go from there. And again, if you're new to this channel, please make sure to subscribe, hit that bell, and if you like this video, please also drop a like. Let's get 100 likes, you guys, for this video. So stay tuned, don't change it, and I'll be right with you. Thank you.